Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving deep, really getting into a topic that's so crucial if you want to truly master English. We're talking about how to sound not just fluent, but, genuinely advanced and natural.
Really natural, yeah.
Our mission here is to give you some practical, actionable tools. We've pulled together insights from, a whole stack of sources, expert vocabulary lessons, grammar guides, and even some real-world advice from learners who've been on this journey.
That's a great way to put it, because, when we talk about sounding advanced, it's really so much more than just knowing complicated words, though we'll definitely get into some of those.
Right.
But fundamentally, it's about the smoothness of how you speak, the accuracy, and maybe most importantly, the appropriateness of your language for whatever situation you're in.
It's okay.
That includes tone and how quickly you can think and respond. So this deep dive is really about offering a whole toolkit for that.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We're going to look at elevating your vocabulary for sure, but also identifying some common pitfalls, things that might be holding you back without you realizing it. Then we'll tackle phrasal verbs, always a tricky one, but so key for sounding natural.
Absolutely vital.
And then, what I think is really exciting, adopting some powerful conversational strategies. Things that will make your English just flow. Sound confident, authentic. Let's get started. So, let's kick things off with vocabulary, really elevating it. It's amazing, isn't it, how just a few precise word choices can, shift your speech from sounding basic to really professional.
It really is. And what's interesting, I think, is that these aren't just like simple swaps, word A for word B.
Right.
Often the more advanced word carries a specific nuance, a subtle shade of meaning, maybe a different level of formality.
Yeah, like for a job interview versus just chatting.
Exactly. The right word in the right place. It just conveys your message so much more precisely. That's key.
Absolutely. Let's dig into some examples. Like, instead of always saying show, especially if you're in a more formal setting, maybe use demonstrate. Like, the data clearly demonstrated the trend. It just sounds a bit more, solid, authoritative.
It does. It implies a level of proof or evidence. Or think about mostly. If something is mostly true, you could say it's predominantly that way.
Okay.
The area is predominantly residential. It feels stronger than just mostly, suggests a clear majority.
And that precision, like you said, that's the mark of more advanced language. It leaves less room for guessing.
Exactly. It's about clarity. Take change. If it's a smaller specific adjustment, modify often works better.
Right.
The policy was modified last year. It suggests a deliberate tweak, maybe not a complete overhaul.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about those words we just overuse? Even native speakers do it, like amazing. Everything's amazing these days.
Oh, definitely. It gets used for everything, and then it kind of loses its punch, doesn't it?
Cool.
When you say amazing, does it mean awe-inspiring? Surprising. Just, really good. Using alternatives like incredible or astonishing or even breathtaking gives a much clearer picture.
Yeah, it paints a better picture. Adds intensity.
Precisely. You're not just swapping words, you're communicating more effectively.
Nice is another one. It's just so vague.
It's the definition of vague. If it's an experience, was it pleasant, enjoyable, delightful? If it's a person, maybe amiable, kind, gracious.
So many better options.
Exactly. They add descriptive power. And then there's interesting. That one's tricky.
Yeah, because it can mean good interesting or not so good interesting.
Right. It's ambiguous. So the advanced move is to specify why it's interesting. If it's positive, maybe fascinating, intriguing, captivating.
Okay.
If it was actually kind of boring, maybe dull, tedious, uninspired. The point is, Don't just replace the word. Replace it with one that accurately reflects the nuance, the specific context, the feeling. That's where the real power is.
Got it. Precision and context. Key takeaways there. Now, let's pivot a bit. This is crucial, I think, for advanced speakers. Identifying and fixing those common pitfalls. Things learners often say that can unintentionally, hinder fluency or just sound a bit off grammatically.
Yeah, this is a really important area. And like you said, they aren't always huge, glaring mistakes.
Right.
Some are definite grammatical errors, sure, and they can signal you're still learning. But others might be grammatically okay, but they sound outdated maybe, or they convey a lack of confidence.
And that perception matters, right? Especially professionally.
Hugely. Avoiding these little things can really polish how you come across, make you sound more competent.
So let's dive into some specifics. One I know comes up is advices.
Ah, yes. Classic one.
It's grammatically incorrect.
Right.
Right. Advice is uncountable.
Always singular. If you need to talk about one specific suggestion, it's a piece of advice.
Or pieces of advice for more than one.
Exactly. It's subtle, maybe, but getting that right is a clear marker of more advanced usage.
And that kind of relates to other uncountables too, like information or research. People sometimes try to make them plural.
They do. Remembering those categories helps avoid a whole bunch of similar errors.
Okay, good tip. Another common area is prepositions. Little words, big impact, like I went to home.
Right, when it should just be I went home.
Or with routine places like work or school, people might say she goes to the work.
Yeah, you usually omit the. She goes to work, he goes to school. These often trip people up because of direct translation from their native language.
That makes sense. It feels natural in their own language structure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But correcting them makes you sound much more, natural in English. You're using the internal rhythm of the language.
What about things that affect tone or confidence? You mentioned that, like the word try.
Yeah, try can sometimes sound a bit weak, a bit disempowering, like you're not fully committed.
So instead of, I'll try to improve.
Maybe something stronger, like, I will improve my speaking skills, or I'm committed to improving. See the difference? It shifts from possibility of failure to definite intention.
Yeah, it sounds much more confident. And what about correcting someone? Saying you're wrong can be harsh.
It can be very blunt. Softening it helps. Using actually is a great way. Actually, the meeting starts at 4 p.m. It corrects gently.
That's a really useful one. It's not just what you say.
It's how you say it, exactly. Using actually or stating commitment instead of just trying. These are subtle shifts, but they project more confidence, more courtesy, and those are really crucial parts of advanced communication.
Okay, great points. Let's shift gears again. Phrasal verbs. Everyone's favorite challenge, right?
Definitely a challenge, but so important for sounding natural. They add so much nuance.
We're pulling some great stuff from Grammarly on this. So,
Yeah.
Phrasal verbs. Basically, a verb plus a little word, a particle, like an adverb or preposition.
That's right. A verb plus a particle. And the key thing is, together, they create a completely new meaning, often totally different from the original verb.
Like get over. It doesn't mean literally climbing over something.
Exactly. It means to recover physically or emotionally. Get means one thing. Over means another. But get over is its own distinct unit of meaning, its own word, essentially.
That's a really important distinction. Okay, so what do we need to know about using them? First, conjugation, right? Only the verb part changes.
Correct. So I get up becomes I got up in the past. The up stays the same.
Got it. And there are different types, transitive, intransitive.
Yes. Transitive ones need a direct object, like we need to put up with the noise. The noise is the object.
Okay.
Intransitive ones don't take an object, like, my car broke down. Nothing comes after broke down.
And this affects sentence structure.
Absolutely, which leads to separable and inseparable verbs.
Right. Separable means the object can go in the middle.
Yes, like check out the report or check the report out. Both work.
But inseparable verbs have to stay together.
They do. Like, I ran into an old friend. You can't say I ran an old friend into. And all intransitive ones are inseparable because there's no object to separate them anyway.
Okay, that makes sense. But there's a super important rule with pronouns, right?
Crucial rule, if the object is a pronoun like it, them, him, her, it must go in the middle of a separable phrasal verb.
So pick it up, not pick up it.
Never pick up it. Always pick it up, check them out, turn it down. That's a dead giveaway if you get it wrong.
Good to know. Let's look at some examples. Back up.
Means to support or defend someone. Thanks for backing me up in the meeting.
Okay. Give up.
To quit or surrender. Don't give up now, you're almost there. It conveys that sense of stalking effort much more idiomatically than just saying, don't quit.
Yeah, it feels more natural.
It does. How about get over? We mentioned it means recover.
Right. It took him a while to get over the flu. Or maybe emotionally, she needs time to get over the disappointment.
Exactly. And one more, look up to.
Ah, that means to admire or idolize someone.
Mm-hmm. Many kids look up to athletes. It's a really nice way to express admiration.
So it seems like these little combinations, they add so much depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make your English sound less textbooky.
That's the perfect word for it. Less textbooky, more alive, more idiomatic. Mastering phrasal verbs is absolutely essential if you want that truly authentic native-like flow in your conversations. It's a big step towards advanced fluency.
Okay, so we've talked vocabulary, pitfalls, phrasal verbs.
Mm-hmm.
What does this all mean for you, the listener, trying to have natural conversations? It's clearly not just about single words or rules in isolation.
No, absolutely not. It's much more holistic. It's about the whole package.
Yeah.
We're drawing on insights from places like English in Minutes and the English Pod community here.
Right.
True advanced English, it involves that smoothness we talked about, accuracy, appropriateness, but also things like your tone of voice, how quickly you process and respond, and crucially, adapting your language.
Adapting how?
Well, think about saying you're tired. Casually, I'm a bit tired. Professionally, maybe. I'm feeling slightly fatigued after those back-to-back meetings.
Ah, okay. Same core meaning, different delivery.
Exactly. That flexibility, that ability to choose the right register is key.
So let's unpack some specific strategies for that natural, advanced conversational style. First up, politeness. Softening your language.
Huge in English-speaking cultures, especially Anglo ones. Directness can sometimes be seen as rude.
So instead of just blurting out, I don't like this idea,
Maybe try, I'm not entirely convinced this is the best approach right now, or could we explore some other options, perhaps?
much gentler. And instead of you're wrong,
Try, I see where you're coming from, but I have a slightly different perspective. Or I understood it differently, maybe. It acknowledges their point first.
that's a sophisticated skill, disagreeing without being disagreeable.
Precisely. It maintains rapport.
Okay, what else? Flow and structure seem important too.
Definitely. Using connectors and transitions smoothly. Words like however, therefore, on the other hand, as a result, meanwhile, they aren't just for essays. They guide the listener logically through your thoughts when you speak.
Right, makes it easier to follow.
And related to that are discourse markers. Those little words like, well, actually, so, to be honest.
A conversational glue.
Kinda, yeah. They structure what you're saying, signal your attitude, introduce a new thought, often quite subtly. Native speakers use them constantly without thinking. Consciously using them helps learners sound much smoother.
Adds a bit of conversational grace, maybe?
That's a nice way to put it. Grace, yes. Then there's adding nuance and depth. Paraphrasing is a superpower here.
How so?
Being able to say the same thing in different ways avoids repetition, sure, but it's also brilliant if you forget a specific word.
Ah, good point.
Instead of getting stuck, you just rephrase. She was very happy, could be, she was absolutely delighted, or she was over the moon. It also helps confirm understanding. So, just to clarify, you're saying the deadline might shift.
Smart. And of course, idioms add color.
They really do. Idiomatic expressions like break the ice, sweeten the deal, hit the nail on the head, they make your English lively, authentic. Shows a deeper feel for the language.
But use them correctly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Misusing an idiom can be worse than not using one at all.
Good caution. Okay, what about the interaction itself? It's not a monologue.
Right. Active listening is crucial. Showing you're engaged with little verbal nods like, right, I see, asking short follow-up questions. It keeps the conversation balanced.
Makes it a real dialogue.
Exactly. And remember that advice from the English Pod community. Aim for concise, clear sentences. Don't try to sound like a textbook. Just talk naturally. And don't forget tone and body language. A smile, eye contact, a friendly voice, they make a world of difference.
So putting it all together, these strategies aren't about just copying native speakers.
Not at all. It's about developing your own flexibility and awareness. Understanding the options you have and then choosing the best way to communicate effectively, to connect clearly in whatever situation you find yourself. That's the real goal.
Okay, this is all fantastic theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's talk practice, making it stick. We've got some great, really practical steps from sources like Preply, Reddit users, the English Pod community.
Yes, because knowing isn't the same as doing, right? Consistent, deliberate practice across all the skills, listening, speaking, reading, writing, that's what makes English part of your daily reality, not just something you study.
So let's break down some exercises people can actually try. For speaking, what works?
Well, finding people to talk to is key. Join English speaking clubs, online voice chats, things like Hello Talk, or find local groups.
Get out there and use it.
Exactly. Another great tip, popular on Reddit, is to record yourself. Even just short, like 60-second voice notes every day.
What do you do with the recording?
Listen back. Pay attention to your intonation, your rhythm, where you put the stress. You can use tools like Youglish to hear how native speakers pronounce specific phrases.
Oh.
And don't be afraid to role play. Use an AI tool or just a friend. Practice common scenarios, ordering coffee, explaining a problem, making small talk.
Speaking of small talk, practice those open-ended questions.
Good.
Like, how do you like living here so far?
Yes, and practice your answers too. Another simple one is just narrating your day to yourself in English, using clear sentences. Or read dialogues from books aloud, focusing on sounding natural.
Lots of active speaking practice there. What about listening?
Integrate it into your life. Downtime listening is great music, audiobooks, podcasts while you're commuting, cleaning, whatever.
Passive but consistent exposure.
Exactly. And movies or TV shows, but crucially, use English subtitles, not your native language. Force your brain to process the English audio. Pause, look things up if you need to.
Good discipline. Okay, reading.
Dedicate maybe 15 minutes a day to focused reading. Have a dictionary ready, keep a vocab list, read stuff you actually like, magazines, articles on topics you enjoy, maybe even books you've already read in your own language.
Makes it less of a chore.
Right, and a simple hack. Change your phone language to English. You learn vocabulary and context all the time.
Clever. And finally, writing practice.
Keep that vocabulary list going from your reading and listening. Then actually use the new words. Write short stories, journal entries, focus on sentence structure.
There's that interesting Reddit tip too, the 5-sentence journal.
Yeah, that's a great one. Structure it like, today I, because, but, so, next all. Then try to upgrade phrases. Very important, becomes crucial. Reading it aloud helps check the flow.
Fantastic practical tips.
And what's fascinating really is that these aren't just for beginners. Even very advanced learners benefit from this kind of consistent, deliberate practice. It sharpens everything. It builds that muscle memory for speaking naturally, spontaneously. It helps you really integrate English.
And underlying all this practice, the mindset has to be right, doesn't it?
Absolutely essential. Confidence is key. Don't fear mistakes. They're how you learn. Be patient, be consistent. Fluency takes time, and try to enjoy it. Learning sticks better when it's fun. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's natural, clear, friendly communication that fits the situation.
Right. Connect, don't just communicate perfectly.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. What a journey through sounding more advanced and natural in English. We really covered a lot today.
It did.
From really honing that vocabulary, choosing words with precision, to dodging those common pitfalls, getting comfortable with phrasal verbs, adopting all those smart conversational strategies, and finally, those crucial practice methods. I think the real value for you listening is in taking these ideas and actually applying them.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that true advanced fluency, it's so much more than just a vocabulary list or grammar rules.
Yeah.
It's about that conscious, almost intuitive choice of how you express yourself.
Yeah.
Understanding the nuances, the rhythm, the tone, so you can connect effectively, respond appropriately, just be yourself, really, in any situation.
So here's a little challenge for you, our listener. Just pick one thing, or maybe two if you're ambitious.
Yeah.
Maybe it's upgrading one common adjective you overuse. Or trying out one new phrasal verb this week. Or focusing on that softer way to disagree we talked about.
Just one small change.
Exactly. Actively try it in your English conversations this week. See how it feels. See what difference it makes.
And remember, your English journey, it's ongoing. Every single conversation is a chance to practice, to refine, to get closer to that effortless expression.
Yeah.
The goal isn't just to speak English, it's to really feel comfortable, to live in it in a way. So keep exploring, keep practicing, and keep making those connections.